Hey guys, welcome to your Fridays in your Max Seller Week. I'm very happy to be here today. As many of you might know, I'm from Sarasota, Florida. That's where I'm living right now. Isn't this a beautiful, gorgeous day? We're very happy, very grateful, feeling blessed is the word that it was the way it was here for Sarasota when we've had so many others, south from us here who are really suffering. I really wanted to transmit from in front of this tree because one of our big concerns when the storm came last week or the previous week, Hurricane Ian, is that what would happen to our tree here in our new clinic. And I'm here under our tree. We love this nature. Hey, Tiana, thank you for being here. Hi, Kate, thank you for being here. And we're very happy to be celebrating this Facebook Live with you in front of our tree. Wasn't harmed. Actually, what I'm looking at is a fallen tree in front of me. It's a huge tree that fell, but in the broader sense, we're very happy. We're very fortunate. We're happy to be here. And today we're going to be talking about something that, when you're a physician and they mention this to you, you might never have heard the words before, but then you immediately goes, oh my goodness, yes, that's the way that I feel. And it's about these golden handcuffs. And what does that mean? Like, people might look from the outside and say, oh my, you have everything, like you're a doctor and you make all this money and all these things and it's so easy and you're so, famous in your case that a physician is famous or something like that. But the thing is that things have transitioned in such a way that we have so many elements between us and our patient care that thing in the middle becomes really a big struggle for us because there's so much that we want to do for our patients and we cannot. So then we call it the golden handcuffs because yes, we might have some higher salaries, but then there's not much that you can do unless you think about it. You think outside the box. There's growth mindset. There's a lot of learning to do. And I'm Dr. Diaz Ramirez, Myrdalis Diaz Ramirez. I'm the creator of the Max Seller Mastermind, which is a development program for physicians for personal and professional development. We have CMEs in our programs, and they come in 6 weeks and they come in 6 months. And as part of this, we have our Design Your Physician Life podcast, which this week we had our topic of the week, which was precisely how to freeing yourself from the golden handcuffs through syndication. And we're going to talk all about syndication. Hopefully, Dr. Ronnie Shalev will be joining us. We're waiting for her. We'll see if she's able to join us today. And we'll certainly invite her. Hi, Josephine. Welcome to our session here. If you guys can please hashtag live, hashtag replay, and then hashtag golden handcuffs and syndication Max Seller, we're really going to appreciate it. So golden handcuffs, as a physician, we're having some problems with the connection. We have actually the towers through the cell towers. The cell towers through Florida have suffered, so it seems that we're having some connecting problem. So as soon as Dr. Shalev comes, we're going to try to add her if she's here, if she can make it. And so the golden handcuffs, you're in a situation where, you know what, I'm making this amount of money and I'm so happy and I have the house of my dreams. Maybe I will move to the neighborhood. But then once you're there in your daily life, you're doing these things that really, this was not what I learned in medical school, or before going, this wasn't really my dream necessarily, or it's just so much burden and so cumbersome. And the things that as time has gone, we have given away as physicians a lot of our, let's see, hashtag live. I'm trying to see if Dr. Shalev is coming. So tell me when she comes in. I'm trying to see when she comes in. And she has actually freed herself from these golden handcuffs through real estate syndication. And you might ask, what is real estate syndication? So there's different types of, there's a lot of that you can do in investing in real estate. You can do from commercial real estate. For example, this building is owned by a commercial real estate investor. It's not the same as real estate agent, right? Investor invests for money for them. And then you have like parkings, or you have mobile homes, or you have single family homes, or multi-family homes. You can do these real estate investments on your own, or you can do it through a group. And when you do things on your own, You can choose to, most of the time it's going to be active investment where you're taking care of those properties and the management, and you can create your teams, but you're going to be like at the head of that. Then there's these other groups where people get together and then they're able to do many things. One, they're able to go into more passive investments. So that means that you're going to have somebody who's going to be the general partner or a group of general partners, or you're going to really be taking care of that project. And real estate many times can be what we call multifamily. So multifamily means a building that has many doors. And by getting groups together, they can purchase larger properties, so their net value is going to increase for themselves. So as a physician, many physicians have chosen this because we really have not much time during the day between our patients, our paperwork that we have to, to submit, prior authorizations and all these things. Then we have that option of doing real estate syndication. So Dr. Ronnie Shalev, she actually talked to us about it, and I invite you. That was on Tuesday on our Design Your Physician Life podcast. Go to Design Your Physician Life podcast and listen to that if you haven't heard it. You can hear her whole story coming through being so burnt out as an emergency medicine physician and then freeing herself and now teaching others how to do this. And she didn't only do syndication, she has some other alternatives that she did as well, but she's like really rocking it. And it gives you a freedom, because once you have the ability to do these other things on the side, then your creativity and your freedom, like, I can be a physician under my own terms, then that flourishes. So that's why you're freeing yourself from the golden handcuffs, because you have created these other ways of investments and spending your time. So in her case, syndication was a tool. As I said, with syndications, you get groups. There is a general partner, and then you can be a limited partner. So as a limited partner, you are not going to necessarily have all the perks of being a general partner, but you don't have to work as much as the general partner does. You invest the money and they do that work for you, and then you can grow with them. You can go, your value can increase, your net worth can increase with them as well. And you're part, the way that you usually start, many of them start, I've seen some physicians who have started like from the get-go being the general partner, and I've seen others who really decided, let me test the waters, and they knew of this doctor or somebody else. I think the story was, I know that guy who drives this nice car, so they might know what they're doing. That was all the background that she did. But they knew this person and they trusted this person, and they say, this person knows what they're doing, so you really have to do your due diligence. They do the due diligence like any business. So you have to make sure that whoever is doing that, obviously having had syndications in the past doesn't guarantee, and then being successful in them in the past doesn't mean that you're going to be successful in the future, but it gives you a pretty good idea of where you're putting your money, right? And many of them will say you have to be ready for losing some money, because not all the deals are going to be great. And people will ask, but what about, like now the housing price is so expensive? Well, that's the thing. That's when you're doing your business plan as the general partner, when you're presenting that to your limited partners, you have to have some improvement there, right, in what the investment is. So then the limited partners, that's as passive as it comes, except that you have to do your due diligence. You have to know who you're giving your money to. In terms of entering to these deals, there's different types of deals that they have. There's different levels, and you have, depending on the deals, there's going to be some deals that you can be invited because you meet certain criteria, and then some others, there's different levels of invitations depending on the type of deal that they're putting together. But as a physician, if you see around the hospital, if you see around the offices, look around and see who's coming to work, and they are like happier, like they don't care about what's going around them. Many times you will notice that many of these physicians, they have this type of investments, and that's how they have freed themselves of the golden handcuffs, through passive investments like this, where you have what we call, that's like, let's see, is that Dr. Shalev there? I cannot tell from here. There you are. Hey, Ronnie, I'm glad that you came. It's like I can hardly see. So, Ronnie, If you ask to be, there you go. I'm going to invite you here. Send an invitation. I'm excited that you're here, and then you can even talk some more and teach us some more about all this thing here. So Ronnie Shalev in the house. Let's see. It's coming in. It's adding. We're having problems, a little bit of problems with the signal. So hopefully, but it says that it's adding. You guys can check out our episode in Design Your Physician Life podcast. And as I was saying, then you see these doctors in the hospital who might have, and you ask them, hey, why are you okay with coming here to work every day? And they'll tell you, they'll hook you up with people they know. And that's how you have to start. That's the way that you can start, just identifying. First, you identify the problem. I don't want to be coming to work here under these conditions where I'm just feel trapped. And then let me look for some other ways. Ronnie, if you cannot come, maybe just stop that process. I'm going to stop adding you and then try it again, okay? So I stopped it, and then let's try it again. So just ask me again, and I'll do that. Yes, she's here. Yeah. So then identify the problem. I don't like it here. These are my golden handcuffs. Next thing, what do I do about it? See who's happy. Ask them. So mix yourself. Look for people, like-minded people, people who are physicians like you, and that you see that they're doing better, and ask them. Most of the time they will tell you. And if you have any questions, just reach out to us, and then we can hook you up with people like, Ronnie Shalev. She actually has some courses and things coming up. She's hopefully going to talk to us a little bit about that. We're having some technical problems adding her up. The other thing that we talked about this week was delegating. And delegating, you can delegate on any type of work. And syndication is a way of delegating, like you're investing your money. And as a limited partner, you're delegating the duties of getting that deal together. Yeah, let's see. Trying to join, yes. So ask to join again. Let me see if I can bring you from my point of view. Let's see if I can invite you. Let's see. I don't see you here for some reason. Let's see. So ask again, Ronnie, to come in, and then I'll try that again. So just request to join my broadcast there. I'm trying to join, and then for some reason I cannot from this side. But then delegating for any business, for example, we have our clinic here, and that's one of the most important things that you have to do whenever you're doing a business is building your teams and delegate. So because there's this thing called the zone of genius, that's where you're most happy, because that's the things that you know, right? And that's where you want to be happy so that you can be most productive. And there's a lot of things that, yes, you can do, but you don't necessarily have to do them because they will take you a long time, either from a long time to do, to learn, or because it's not the best use of your time. So delegating is going to be very important. I'm happy because we have in our team, we have our team here in this live. We have Kate and we have Pauline. So thank you for being part of our team. Tomas is also a great part of our team. And we are always dividing our best, the things that we can do best, we divide it amongst ourselves. Let's see if Ronnie can come in. Let's see, I'm going to try to get you again here. And if you can, please go #live, #replay. Let's see. I'm going to try to bring her again. Ronnie, let me see if I can bring you. So I'm going to send you an invite. Oh, it says that you cannot join our broadcast right now, Dr. Shalev. So let's see if we can reconnect. We're having some connection problems. Anyways, there we go. She's asking again. Hopefully we'll have it, and we're admitting her. So don't go anywhere because Dr. Shalev is going to be here any minute, any second. There she is. Yes. Hello. How are you?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. I know, like it's in the middle of the day. It's a little bit challenging. Are you in Texas today?
I am in Houston, visiting one of my properties.
Okay, so tell us about it since you're here. What's your property? How many doors you have? How did you acquire it?
Yeah, this was actually my first deal. It is in Houston, Texas, 200 units. And it's right in the medical center. So right by MD Anderson, all of those medical schools and professional schools. So it's such a great location. And I'm on site meeting with the property managers and the regional managers and making sure that our renovations are going as planned and our marketing efforts are going as planned. So really part of the asset management piece I'm actively doing today.
Excellent. So guys, see, we were talking about the different aspects of syndication. On syndication, you get a group of people and you have the general partners and you have the limited partners. So this was your first deal as a general partner. Is that what you're telling us?
That's right.
Yeah.
It's my first deal, and I'm one of the asset managers. And so I'm meeting twice a week with the team to review the important metrics. So occupancy and how many people are signing leases and how many people are renewing, how many people are moving out, etc. So I'm doing the active piece that my investors will never have to do.
So tell me, I'm a doctor and I have all, I'm burnout, I'm at the edge of it and I really want to get rid of my golden handcuffs. What would you recommend me if I want to consider syndication as an avenue to get rid of those golden handcuffs?
Yeah, I think the first thing is educating yourself on how they work, what you can do, really, doing an introduction. And I offer a free webinar. It's only 30 minutes about different types of passive investing and how you can get started today, really, and how they work, what's your role in it, what you need to watch out for, what kind of returns you look for. And I go through all of that. And then once you're educated, connecting with the right people, and then you can take action. So it's very easy.
I was telling the guys earlier in the transmission that we might go in the hospital and then look around. And there's some doctors that they seem not to care about what's going on around them. And then maybe you want to ask them, what are you doing that you're so happy that you don't care about all these other problems that, right now I feel so overwhelmed. I'm burnout or on the verge of being burnout. In your case, where did you learn syndication? Who did you learn it from?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So, when I started, I met someone that was doing it, and then I tried it. And so I met it through a referral. I figured I studied how it works, and then I said, okay, let me go ahead and try it. Now, when I decided to become an active syndicator, I went and I studied under Brad Sumrock. He teaches people how to do specifically apartments. But if you want to be a syndicator, that you can do everything from self-storage to parking lots to retail centers. You don't have to do apartments. And I go into that. There's a lot of different asset classes and you can choose which one you want to be. But the doctors that are the professionals, they're not going to have time to be the ones that are syndicating. Because it is an active job. Here I am in the middle of the week in a different city, on site meeting with teams. My investors, they're going to be the ones that are passive. So they're not doing the day-to-day. They get to own the property without the headaches. There's not tenants calling them in the middle of the night, my toilet stopped up. There's no tenants calling them, there's a leak. So I'm the one in the team that's helping manage that. But honestly, no one calls me.
And you don't get with the toilets either. You have somebody else to do that.
I have a property manager for that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about right now, how many projects do you have for syndication specifically?
Right now I have 6 projects going on currently. Nothing new on the horizon, but we are in 2 properties in Fort Worth, 2 properties in Dallas, a property in Las Vegas, and a property in Houston.
And tell us about how it feels, when you get your first mail money.
It is so fun. because you go to your mailbox and there's a check there. And you know what? It's even better when it goes directly into your bank account, when there's a direct deposit. You're like, cha-ching, I did nothing and I got a check. So it is definitely, I love those days.
Now, those are the fun days, but let's talk about something not so fun to give the people like a little bit of understanding of how they have to do their due diligence. If we were going to look for a syndication deal, right? And I say, oh, I have this deal and it's awesome. Which couple of things, 2 or 3 things that they really have to watch to be able to choose a syndication deal?
Yeah. So, you want to make sure that the market, it's really location, right? You want to make sure that the market can support it. So are people moving there? Is there population growth? Is there job growth? Is there economic diversity within the job growth? So like the last thing you want is one factory in the entire town, and then that factory closes and everybody loses their job and moves out, right? You want multiple different
diversification of the population's income.
Yeah, sorry, I'm having a mind blank. But yes, you want diversified economy, you want people moving there, you want job growth, and you want a good submarket. So even within, let's say, Dallas, there's areas that are sketchy, right? People might be moving, but they might not be moving into that specific area. So you'd like to see pictures. You want to know what is the 1 mile or 1 mile, 3 mile radius, like how much, the median income is of the tenants. So there's a lot of like little nuances that when you invest with a syndication team, they're going to go through that per property. And if they don't, that's a red flag.
Yeah, so those are things that you have to watch. You have to do your due diligence.
For sure.
And do you ever go?
And then
have you ever done a limited partnership where you go and see the property before? Doesn't matter what they presented to you, you still went and traveled with them to check out that property.
Yeah, I have done that. In some of the places that I've I've invested in myself passively, in Alabama and Georgia and in a lot of different states. I don't. I just do there's so many things you can do online. But when it is local and depending on how much money I'm putting in, I sometimes do fly there and connect with the actual general partners.
Well, I'm going to ask you something because right now I chose this beautiful tree, which I love. It's our tree in front of our clinic. And we were very concerned when Hurricane Ian came through that we were not going to have the tree. So today I'm celebrating the tree in front of our clinic. But by doing so, I have these sunglasses and I cannot really read my screen. And I don't know if we have any questions coming up. So I don't know if you can check there if we have any questions from the public. We want to make sure that if anybody has any questions, we're answering them. And in the interim, guys, hashtag live, hashtag replay. And remember to listen after you're done with this live. Remember to go and listen to Dr. Shalev's podcast this week in Design Your Physician Life, where she can tell you a lot more of the story.
I don't see any questions.
Okay, no questions so far. Then I have more than for you.
Okay.
We'll do a couple of more questions before we leave here. I chose I'm frying myself here right now. So tell us about the jump between being a limited partner to a general partner, because we're talking about freedom from the Golden Handcuffs, right? And then you have this job as a physician, then you start investing as a limited partnership. There's going to be like that triggering, the trigger, what happens there when you first maybe decide, you know what, I can cut back on my hours just through limited investment. But then there comes a time where I see many syndication investors jumping into the active part of it. So tell us about your jump and what's like a triggering agent that you can identify, a triggering event that you can identify.
Yeah. So I took Leti and Kenji's freedom class. They have a
Zero,
16-week
zero to
course, Zero
freedom.
to Freedom. Yeah, I took that.
Hi, Letty. Hi, Kenji.
They're amazing. And they were my first mentors. I took their class doing small multifamily, and we were like, this is nice. This is like everything that I learned. I studied, I got, the confidence. And I said, well, we immediately bought 3 duplexes and started managing them. And I said, you know what, how do I 10X this? I can't do it this way. Like it was very slow. It was hard to get loans. It was hard to really ramp up. And then I said, well, how do I do this, but 10X it? And that's when I started looking at mentors that have done it like on huge scales. And that's how I found my second mentor, which is Brad Sumrock. It was a paid mentorship program. It's 2.5 years. It's every other month, like on-site training. There's on learning. I mean, it was basically like a master's degree, learning how to do it. How do you do your due diligence? How do you find the deals? How do you make sure that they work? What kind of business plans can you do? I mean, and then how do you get the relationships? Because it's all a relationship business. So it was totally different than medicine, right? There's no way you can just know it. You have to study it. You have to learn it. So my husband and I took the education together, the mentorship, and we've been doing it. And it's taken us, thousands of hours and even more than that in money, but we love it.
But money, like those are two things that physicians will ask, right? First, how much do I have to pay? And number two, I don't have time for that thing, right? So when we talk about these things, we talk first, it's really not spending, it's an investment, because you're really learning something new that you didn't know before. And by going through this, it took you 2.5 years, but see how the jump has been since those 2.5 years, right? So that's like exponential. So it's really an investment. That's when you're getting coaching or you're getting any of these type of experiences, masterminds, mentorships. And then the other thing is that the time, I don't have the time. And the time is really a matter of where your principles are, what's your why, like where do you want to invest your time? Do you really want to invest your time in a situation where you're trapped with those golden handcuffs where there's no exit from there? Or you want to do something that really is going to make you free yourself and be able to, if you want to choose, be able to practice happier as a physician, or transition to a different life, right?
Absolutely. But that's where the passive investing is. You can get both worlds, the best of both worlds, right? You can continue doing the things that are important to you, and real estate might not be one of those, and that's okay. You have someone else, you're leveraging other people's expertise, you're leveraging other people's time, you're leveraging other people's money, so that you can sit with your family and relax and not have to worry about being tied down to a job or being tied down to any kind of one income stream. It's creating multiple income streams without the commitment, right? That's what passive investing did for me. And then I loved it so much that I wanted to do more of it. And I wanted to help others.
Tell us how they can find you so that you can help them.
I think the easiest way is to email me, Ronnie, RONNIE, at Shalwin, SHALWIN, properties.com. Just email me and I'll be happy to respond.
Do you have any last comments, suggestions, anything else for our viewers here today?
Yeah, picture a day when you go to work because you want to go to work, not because you have to go to work. Picture a day when your spouse says to you, hey, I love the freedom that we have. I love how relaxed you are. Picture a day that you can sit on a beach if you want to sit on a beach. You can go into the hospital if you want to go into the hospital. You can serve if you want to serve. And that's really what passive investing was able to do for me. And there's no reason to wait any longer. Just, schedule a call with me, or you can email me directly. You can schedule a call with me on my calendar. There's calendly.com/Shalwin Properties.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. You have a great time there in Houston. Have an awesome weekend. Guys, thank you for being here with us. Go and listen to our Design Your Physician Live podcast, where you can listen to the whole interview we had with Dr. Shalev earlier this week. #live, #replay, and then we'll see you next week. See you then. Bye. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.